right? So, absolutely, you can make another character, and then, you know, fantastic, you know, like, okay, you wanted to play this. Some people, like, make a character, and just by, like, misfortune, bad rolls, they end up dying, so, you know, they make the brother, or the twin sister, or whatever, and they play the same thing. The best experience that I had, and this is a game that, you know, I played in person for, I want to say 2.5 years. In the first session, I died. Straight up. Like, you know, our wizard cast this fucking flaming spear thing that cut us off from our enemies, and my character's trait was he is very competitive, and, like, he needs to prove himself. He's very athletic, so a very, like, a jock, prideful kind of person. So I was like, right, fuck you, Mr. Wizard Man, I'm jumping through your flaming sphere, which obviously burnt me to a fucking crisp. I landed on the ground, and I looked at this fucking ogre, and I told him to worship the ground that I walked on. I rolled my die, and I missed my attack. And our DM was like, you know what? He doesn't appreciate being told to worship the ground you walk on. And he rolled in front of us. Right? So we saw all the rolls. There was no bullshitting. He rolled a fucking natural 20, and I'm like,
oh god.
He's just crit. He's crit me. And I've looked at my health. And in Pathfinder, there's a certain way that, you know, you take damage. Like, if you take X amount of damage, you will instantly die. And I'm like, okay, I have this amount of hit points left because of my constitution. If I take this much damage, and I looked at him, and I'm like, alright, the ogre, he's gonna roll 2d8. Like, so this is all, like, metagaming stuff that's going through my head that, you know, doesn't really impact. So I'm like, looking at my DM, like, alright, he needs to roll an 8 and an 8 on an 8-sided die, right? So he needs to roll the max, and then I might die. And I'm like, oh, it instantly fucking killed me. Yep. At the end of the session, I said, look, Andrew, my idea for this character is that, so again, like, I'm a big fan of Warhammer and the vampire counts. And I was like, look, my idea is, I know you've got, like, a land of the dead in the south. I want to become a vampire lord. I want to make relations with the undead, with the vampires. I want to create this. And he's like, alright, leave it with me. And what he did for me is, when I died, there was like a one-on-one session with him where I was in front of a guy named Ken Chalice, which is the god of vampires. And he literally just, like, gave me back my life as long as I agreed to do these several steps, which would eventuate in me becoming a vampire. And it's not like, you know, a vampire bites someone else and makes you a vampire. Okay, fair enough. This process was from the god themselves. So by the time I completed all these different objectives, like, I was going to be like a master race vampire. And he gave me the list of shit that I had to do, and I'm like, how the fuck am I gonna do this? Like, I'm looking at the paladin in our group, like, there are all these good guys in our group. I'm like, there's no fucking way I can pull this off. But we continued on with it. A year and a half later, like, I had fucking completed all of the shit that I had to do. But on top of that, I knew that because I'd done it, the character couldn't be played with the party anymore. And I knew and I understood that. So it basically got written out of the story. And there are still times, like, even now, I talk about it, and, like, I fucking love that character. I use him in, like, other games. I use his name. Like, everything is revolved around him and the family that I made for him.
Hell yeah.
And it just comes to how the DM takes it on. Like, I came to him with an idea. I'm like, look, I know you killed me. It sucks. I'm not going to get to play this guy. And he's like, you know what? I'll work with you for it. And we continued on with it, and it was such a fucking good experience. Like, by the end of it, I was doing shit, and the party was hearing about it. Right? It's like, oh fuck. It turns out that the lady of the Borsky Bridge, she's disappeared. we should go investigate that. And me being full well, knowing that I captured her, killed her, and ate her fucking heart, right? While the rest of the party is like, let's go investigate what happened, and I'm like, I fucking killed her. So,
the imposter.
Exactly. And they were like, and the thing is it wasn't just a Dungeons and Dragons game. It was so much more than that. And to this day, like, I feel fucking terrible about it, right? Because unfortunately, this guy has brain cancer, and he is literally fucking dying. And it fucking breaks my heart that something like this has happened to him, because there was a time where it was every Friday night, give or take like a weekend here or there, for 2.5 years, that we sat down and played Dungeons and Dragons anywhere between 3 and like 8 hours a night.
Jesus.
And you know, he got an unwanted promotion and was like, look, I can't run this game. And it's not like you play the game and go away. I have documented fucking like Word document shit of everything. Like, I can go into my email and I can find the first session that we played, and he is written up like a story. So we would have our game on Friday. By the following Wednesday, we would have an email document anywhere from like 5 to 12 pages long.
Oh my god.
Of what we did. Like,
hell
the
yeah.
dude is a fucking inspiration, and you know, it just sucks that something like this has happened. And like, he canned it, and I felt so hurt when like a couple years later he wanted to do the same thing. But instead of telling any of us that he played with, he got a brand new fucking group from a different place and started playing with it, and we were cut so deep. And it was like a couple of months after finding out, he sent me a message and he's like, hey, this is what's happening. It's not exactly going to plan how I thought. He's like, I have this idea where, you know, I'm DMing, it's the same sort of game, except you've got to make new characters. Our previous game is like history of the world. But the party that, you know, the people that I'm playing with have fucked things up so much. Like, they're fucking pure evil. They backstab each other, they do this, they do that. I want to have a good party. And I'm like, Andrew, come on. Like, you're telling me this? I'm like, I'm down. Like, I will play that righteous motherfucker. Like, I'll play the good character. You know that our previous group, we can put all differences aside and we will play the good group, like the good party. And that's what happened. And he even told me, he's like, I feel so bad, like I shouldn't have even done that. I should have just gone back with you guys and continued on with this stuff. But it was fucking brilliant. Like, one night we sat down at a table and there was 10 of us there. There was like him as the DM, there was 6 on the other team, like there was 5 of us, but someone left because they had an anxiety attack. But it was fucking mental. It was so much fun. And you know, I look at this guy and I don't socialize a lot with people like in the real world, but he is one guy. Like, we went up to fucking, it's called Comic-Con, it's just like a convention. I went up there with him and his daughter. Like,
oh, hell yeah.
You know, the dude is a part of my life, and I love the dude dearly. And to see him like just drop and, you know, fade away, it really fucking sucks. Long story short, that's how I got into D&D.
Wow.
No, that was a great story, man.
Hey, fucking Wolfley! Coming in with a
story.
massive subscription. Cheers to you, my man. We'll also, we'll have some of this later too. Yeah? I'll have a drink with you, Wolfley.
So the one topic we had for tonight that I was gonna steal off of Sarah's idea was the topic of where is it? I wasn't prepared. Sorry.
Was it
Advancements in technology.
The technological advances.
Yeah, advancements in technology.
In what way?
That's a Sarah question, because I didn't write the topic, so.
I just finished a whole on lemurs because we were talking about it, and I need to know. So now I know about lemur hierarchy and eating instinct. Did you know that they kill off the females and the babies first if they don't have enough food? Good God.
What to do with, like, technology?
It's something that I had read, and I needed to get it out there.
Okay, alright, fair enough.
I was very lost there too.
I bet there's a whole bunch of chaos, and sometimes you just go bleh, and shit comes out.
Anyway, for the technological advances, there's been a whole bunch of advancements in like the 3G to 4G for internet, but that was back in 2009. I think, as far as I know, we've hit sort of a block in technology. Like, it's moving slower now.
I want to disagree on that one, because just Japan alone, their technology game is getting so strong. Like, I'm pretty sure I've sent you the video about this, Sarah, but they made a fucking life-size Gundam fucking move.
Yeah, you went on about it.
I'm still gonna go on about it. It's fucking, dude, it's insane.
It is insane.
Like, they have pilots for it too and everything. It's fucking... Japan's broken in technology. They're probably, like... Honestly, I'm pretty sure if we didn't nuke the fuck out of them in World War II, we'd probably be dead by now. We'd be a dead country.
I don't know how the warp system's going. I don't know how that's going on.
The what? The what now?
There's, I think, blanking on his name. I don't know why. He'd gotten together with some of the people and they were planning on like a warp tunnel so that you would be able to move. It would be a more efficient way to travel.
They honestly don't need any more. Like, they've created the bullet train.